Hello. If you heard that Grammarly ad, it's because I'm trying to get extended music for us to listen to while I talk about this. Excuse me. If we make original characters, I request we name one Butter. Well, original characters, yes. Making them together, sorry to say. Well, there's Beautiful Morning. Let's listen to Ikoroshia. Ikoroshia? I don't know. Something like that. Trapped by the Ocean Scent. That's what it's called. Alright. Wow. I saw Magilor say in chat that, about Ultra Despair Girls. Something like that. This is not about that. This is something entirely different. This is the other idea I had. I think I said that in the post. But, essentially, this was my original as in not the first, but the without any reference to regular Danganronpa concept that I came up with. Because I'm not Japanese. And, well, I think I could do a decent job of representing the characters from Ultra Despair Girls because we've already seen them before. I don't know. It can be a little bit tough, There's still a little bit of that because there are characters here who aren't like me, for sure. But we'll talk about that. For now, here's the basic idea, the basic premise. Do you really think if Hope's Peak was such a resounding success that no one else in the world would try to copy that idea? Yeah, I know, right? I'm not Japanese. It's crazy. This is basically the American knockoff Academy of Hope's Peak Academy. That's the concept, anyway. A little bit more cheaply made, a little bit more rushed in production, that kind of stuff. And it leads to a couple scenarios I wanted to do, which is one, roommates, which I think is something that can be pretty fun. And then just some different facilities, of course. I don't have the whole design concept for the academy in my head, obviously. But, the idea of just a slightly more American-style academy. I bet he's Australian. Try another British colony. There's only a bajillion of them. I'm sure you'll get it. A little bit more of a slapdash. Hope's Peak on a budget? Sort of, yeah. So, I don't know. Let's look at the characters, shall we? I don't have any fancy effects for them, but here we are. The Kmart to Walmart, as they might say. Yes. So here they are. You already see Monocat at the bottom. I'm back and forth on whether to call it Monocat or Mononyan because both are funny and I like them both. But Americans, I want to go to Hope's Peak Academy. America, we have Hope's Peak Academy at home. Hope's Peak Academy at home. I like the name Everest Heights Academy or Everest Heights University. I think both of those are pretty good. But we'll see. Yes, cat. The mastermind of this game, I'm not going to spoil it because I think if anybody would want to play this game, if it ever gets made, it would be the people who are here right now. But the mastermind of this game is sort of a representation of toxic fan bases. Neko Kuma. Yeah, that's pretty good too. I just don't know if I want it to be a Japanese name. But the reason I'm saying this about the mastermind is that they're kind of a Junko fan. We'll just leave it at that to not spoil anything. So it being a Japanese name for Neko Kuma. Neko Kuma means cat bear, though, which I guess it kind of is. It could be. I don't know. Anyway, Monocat or whatever is just, it's like a Monokuma stand-in with a lot less, the same as the Academy, a lot less finesse. Sort of like a a prototype Monokuma, Cat Kuma. Jeez. With the pink eye instead of a red eye for the blood color, which I think they should have done anyway. Monopur. There we go. I don't think you can see my cursor, which is less helpful. Oh dear, something bad is happening. First row, fifth person is sus. Okay, if you say so. Mono Mew. That's also pretty good. Maybe we'll have a whole poll based on just Monocat's name. But for now, let's go over the characters. Just like the last one, we're starting at the top left. This is our main character, our protagonist. This is... Now, here's another thing. This originally started with Japanese names, right? Because, of course, it started with Japan, and then I was like, well, I think an American type thing is better for me trying to write it. So a lot of these names have name meaning still. Like, I tried to go off that route. I don't know if they'll all stick, but a few of them are pretty good. So this is... Our first guy here is the ultimate lawyer, Nicholas Alexander. So Nick, reference. I wanted to do that because I want them to be good at the debates from the outset, and I also want to kind of make this a fusion between Danganronpa and Ace Attorney style debates, where I mean by, like, you know, having some more... Japanese names are big hard. That's the other thing, right? I love the second row, seventh person. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The last person in the first row. Okay. Well, we'll get to them, and I think you'll like it. Nick. Yes, Nick. Basically, sort of a opposite Shuichi, I guess. More of like a Tsurugi. By the way, I made up all of these characters before playing the another Despair Academy games, and it is shocking how many are sort of similar. Like, you can already see we've got the person with the pilot goggles right next to them. But the lawyer thing and having some more Ace Attorney-esque games is for the point that they're a lot easier to program. And I think that will help in the creation of this sort of thing. Plus, I like some of them. Like the, cross-examination style can be fun for some of this stuff. I don't know. Instead of shooting. I don't know if I'll do the shooting. I know that's crazy to say, but it is kind of, like, obtuse. We'll see. But yeah, basically just sort of your general protagonisty type, but with a penchant for hating injustice. That kind of a deal. Yeah, not too much to say. Protagonist guy. You know. Now check the steak. What do you mean? Next up here is Arya Barnes, which is the ultimate pilot. Like I said, another one of these bots, huh? Matt, can you ban that bot? First row, third person, ultimate hippie? No. We'll see. Arya Barnes, orphan, raised in a very small town. Probably flew crop dusting planes before she should have. Sort of idolized, what's her name? Amelia Earhart. Thank you. Thank you, brain. Russian bot alert. Okay, you did it. Just sort of the bubbly, lovable type. The what am I thinking of? The heart. The group's heart. That's what I'm thinking of. The one who wants to try to take care of everyone and desperately wants everyone to get along. I hate to say it, but like the Kaede type. Kaede? That's not right. Kaede type in terms of that sort of function of the character. Bot has been removed for as long as I can. I doubt they'll post again. They never do. But yeah, that's basically Arya's thing. She's just kind of a group mom type, sort of. while also being sort of, like a mixture between group mom and group baby. Uwu want to take care of and also wants to take care of you. Find her body in chapter 2 or 4. Kaede type. Yeah, you get it. Kaede. Next is Emmy Bell, the ultimate digital artist. Obviously, we have the ultimate artist already. Picturing a small 10-year-old girl flying a biplane over a Wisconsin cornfield. Right? It's funny. It's very Danganronpa. I like it a lot. Oh. No execution theme. Please. Tropical Despair. Oh, but an ad first. Thanks. Hold on. There we go. Whoops, I went to the wrong window. Here we go. I like a caring person who needs support. That's the idea. That is a hippie, not an artist. Digital artist. Sort of similar to Iroha. The sort of quiet, observant type person who just got into digital art from a very young age and has done it for a long time. I don't know. There's not too much there. I haven't thought too hard on all of these characters. Might kind of spoil who's important to the story, but hey, we'll get there. Sure. Reach for the stars, reach so high. That's one of my least favorite execution themes, by the way. Avoid? No. I don't want to do quite that. We'll get there once I finish talking about the characters. Figure skater? Pretty close. Number 4 is Alonso Espinoza. This is the ultimate linguist. Your typical sort of rich kid who's a little bit too stuck up, traveled all around the world and has a natural aptitude for language. This is the guy, I think somebody said a comment of like somebody who pretends they don't know how to speak English when they speak it fluently. Instead of that, it's more like they speak other languages to say things out loud without people understanding them, and just for the sort of stuck up, I said that and you don't get it, I'm smarter than you type of deal. He's basically the Byakuya of the game, and he leads sort of the second group, instead of like the let's all be friends group, more like the we have to protect ourselves and survive group. We found one of the survivors. Totally. When did you make this? It feels like you played Straw 2 when making this. Character arc? We'll see. I made this right after I finished V3, which was a few months before I even knew what Straw 2 was. So I think a lot of these ideas, the reason they're the same is because they're just things we don't have in Danganronpa, So yeah. It gets a little bit different from Straw 2 as we go along. I realize the first 4 are kind of close, but hey. Looks like the guy to go to a spelling bee and say the words in every language just to show off. Basically, that's the idea. Just sort of a general stuck-up, smart guy. Yes, now, I can't really make sprites, but I do think, like the actual drawn sprites. These ones were obviously made by me, but... He says innocuous things in other languages and pretends he's trash-talking people in front of them on purpose, just to make them feel bad. Yes, that is the idea. I do not know what that means, Magilord, but I'm afraid. Next is, it used to be Dana Willard. That's it. Yes, the ultimate biologist. Your typical nerd archetype, She's going to get thrust into the role of, like, the nurse in this, where she has, or the coroner, I suppose, where basically they try to use her knowledge of biology to better observe the bodies, which she's not really qualified to do, obviously, and she's basically just a stress ball for most of the game, or a stress case, I guess. There's one of the chapters I definitely know, and she's very important in it, but we'll talk about that later. For now, that's basically all you need to know. Next is Fay Saylor. This is one of my favorites. The ultimate acrobat. Somebody said figure skater. You were very close. I don't know much about backstory, but just the idea of, instead of originally it was triathlete, But I think Acrobat is a much more fun, light sport type character to do. And it let me do a fun outfit, like, a very standout character. She's pretty down to earth, but she doesn't really show that, She's always putting on a show. It's sort of like a Buki, if you want to think of it that way. The Mortician. I love to make sprites if you're looking for them. Hey, I mean, for sure. I'm going to add this to the Discord channel afterwards, so we'll talk about that at the end. But that would be great. I don't know much about backstory. Acrobat, very agile, and just sort of aloof, I suppose you could say. I like her a lot. We have to develop some more backstory stuff for her for sure. But that's Fay Saylor. This one's funny. Okay, this is one of the first ones I came up with just because I thought it would be a hilarious thing for a Danganronpa game. This is Basil Roberts, the ultimate trivia king. Originally, I was going to make him a game show master, but there's like no term for that. So instead, I went for Trivia King, which is just, he knows a lot of stuff. A multi-winner of like many game shows, has won a lot of money off of them, but doesn't really know what to do with it. Maybe a little stuck up, but mostly not to the point of like Alonzo, I don't know if we're going to do voice acting because that's a lot of work, but we'll think about it. He's basically he's based on Yugimoto. That's the idea. The little thing you see with like the chain and then the red dot, that's a Rubik's Cube. He has a Rubik's Cube around his neck instead of the Millennium Puzzle. I just think that's hilarious. Yeah, full of useless information for sure. That's the thing, right? He'll always have a little quip about whatever they're talking about, but in the terms of like a case, he might have very important knowledge that no one else would know, just because he knows a lot of useless stuff. 8-year-old me religiously studying the fun facts on Snapple caps. That sort of character, yeah. Someone who just likes to know stuff. That's basically it. I like it. I like this character a lot. I think it's very funny to just have someone who can pop in to whatever conversation and say something completely useless but true, Next up, we're gonna have to think up a rock star name for this guy because he's the ultimate rock star. His regular name is Alan Nguyen. Is that Maui from Moana? Well, you'll find out, I guess. Ultimate rock star. Pretty chill dude, really, but has the sort of scary appearance. This is our main character's roommate, and we get to know them because of that. Otherwise, they probably would never interact. Sort of a loner, sort of, the scary one, the one that everybody wants to avoid, but isn't actually that bad, down to earth, sort of just chill dude for the most part. That's him. Not too much going on in terms of backstory there, but I think just the idea of having this roommate who is this scary dude who you think is totally going to be a murderer is a fun idea. And now we're on to the second row already. This is where some of the fun, like, I care him. Does he have shark teeth? He could. That would probably be fun. Looks like our protagonist will get 0 sleep. Second row, first one with the crazy hair. Rockstar Survivor Pog. One with the crazy hair. This is Morgan Brooks, the ultimate angler. She's sort of a Bear Grylls type who just goes out into the wilderness to, survival thing. You know how they do it in those survival shows. Kind of despises her ultimate title because she thinks it misrepresents her. Like, yeah, I'm good at fishing, but I'm good at other stuff too. That sort of thing. Malik. We need a rock star name. Like, that's the name everybody knows him by. And he's like, oh, I know you. You're like Dark Steel. And it's like, my name is Alan. Nice to meet you. Her hair does remind me of a fishing lure. Well, that's good. I wasn't going for that, but that's great. Grabs snake and chokes it to death. Wrestling fish. Wrestling alligators. This is one of my favorite designs. It's a raincoat with those waves on it from that one Japanese art piece. You know what I'm talking about. With the red rubber boots and the... Yeah, I just think it's nice. The idea is basically she's the ultimate survivalist. She joins Alonso's group pretty early on because, you know, Alonso's whole deal is, why should we work together? We're just opening ourselves up for betrayal. Basically, she's the ultimate survivor. That's her deal. But obviously, that's kind of on the nose. So I wanted to make it kind of different. Rockstar guy's name could be Pierce or maybe something normal like Todd. Well, his name is Alan, right? We just need his, like, stage name. So, like, Pierce Lightning or something crazy like that. But yeah, that's Morgan. Basically just the ultimate survivor. She doesn't care what happens to everybody else. She's just focused on herself. The Rockstar's name should be Michael Mears. Everyone will think he's a serial killer, but he's not. This is another one of my favorite ones right next to her. Cassidy White, the ultimate prodigy. This came up when in that AI video I made a long time ago. You guys like Michael Mears? That's not a bad Rockstar name. I don't know what it's in reference to, other than Michael Myers. That would be pretty good. Cassie White, Ultimate Prodigy, is very, very good at learning how to do things very quickly because she has amnesia. It's sort of fantasy amnesia, of course. It's like a reset button. Her memories of the previous day disappear after each day, which means that she has a little notebook she carries around with some basic notes on everybody, but she's basically meeting everybody for the first time every day, and helping to solve the case from a completely unbiased perspective. As in Somnium Files, is that what happens in that game? That's also made by the Danganronpa team, I know that. So yeah, maybe something like that. Has she not learned how to cut her hair? Well, maybe, who knows? I just thought of someone someone would be a little bit messier when they are, you know, focused on just trying to get their footing every day, basically. Instant case mechanic, yes, well. Ryoko Odinashi. I honestly forgot that was a plot point, but it works out as sort of a reference to that, yeah. In whatever that novel or manga was with Junko. But that's her basic idea. She's very good at learning things at the cost of not remembering each day's events. She remembers up to like maybe age 10 or something where, you know, she knows how to like breathe and who her parents are and her name and stuff. But she has trouble keeping new memories. That's basically the idea. It's a really fun idea, I think. Someone messes with her files, that's the gimmick. That could happen. But yeah. Next up is Kai. I've went back and forth on his last name a lot. The ultimate surfer, Hawaiian, of course. That sort of thing. Have you read Rompa and Friends Rerun or something? The Prodigy character is very similar to the protagonist there. Really? That's funny. I have not. I have no idea what you're talking about when you say that. But yeah, it's a pretty fun idea. So I'm not surprised someone's done it before. But yeah, Ultimate Surfer, he's basically our jock character, like, you know, Sakura or Gonta or Nekamaru. I forgot how to breathe. Yeah, see, that doesn't happen. Ultimate Surfer likes the water. Maui from Moana, yeah. No, no shape-shifting. This is another one of our sort of just chill friend group filler characters, you know what I mean? Not Kai Bunka. That's not a good idea. But I get why you would say that. Kai means water it means water or like waves, something like that. Kai, you say. I don't know exactly what we want to do with this guy, but the muscle character definitely dies in chapter 4, who is part of like the main friendly friend group. You know. Kaibunga's his Ace Attorney name. True. Next is Anthony Flores, the ultimate florist. This guy's kind of the... I don't want to say, like... Who can I analyze? Like, who can I say he's like? Sort of like a mixture of Fuyuhiko. No, it's basically Fuyuhiko. Not the swearing part, but like the angry sort of fed up with everything idea. The kind of guy who doesn't want to be here. Is there going to be rebuttal showdowns and scrum debates? I mean, those two are the easiest two Danganronpa minigames to, recreate. So probably. I care him already. He's just sort of my Fuyuhiko baby. He's more of a driver of the groups having this sort of dynamic with each other, this sort of like rivalistic dynamic almost. The angry child, yes. Which is, of course, in contrast to his profession, which is tending delicate flowers, right? This angry, aggressive guy who tends delicate flowers. That's the idea. Fun. There we go. I'm concerned by how many of you have been like, oh, my child to some of these characters, considering only like 6 to 3 are going to live, right? But yeah. That's Anthony Flores. He's a guy. Bridget Hayes is next. You might recognize this jumpsuit as being sort of a Evel Knievel type thing. She's the ultimate daredevil. Someone who, live fast, live free. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Someone fun to have in a killing game. Is just willing to do the stupidest things. Like this is the person who would in the first trial be like, I'm so tired of this. Can we just pick randomly and get this over with? That sort of idea. I bet she's going to be really helpful in the trials. Totally. Yeah. Is part of like the friendly group, but is the one that, everybody like side eyes all the time. Sort of like a Yasuhiro, but not stupid. She will kill in chapter 1. Live fast, die young, bad girls do well. There you go. A motto. A lot of death flags already. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? I just like the idea of the ultimate daredevil. It's a funny concept. Live fast, live free, live till chapter 1. Sure. Looks like popcorn. You know what? You're probably right. That is kind of true. Okay. Next up is Douglas Butler. Vampire Black, Death Angel, Needle's Edge, or Coffin Masks. Other names I thought of for Rockstar guy. Could probably work for band names too. I like Death Angel. That's a pretty good one. She'll either die chapter 1 or live the whole way through. That's the paradox, right? Jumps off the stairwell for fun. Definitely the kind of person who never walks downstairs normally and will always slide on the railing no matter what the situation is. Yeah. Not that she necessarily doesn't care about living, but rather that, like, if she dies, she dies, that sort of deal. She's like, well, I'd rather live, but if I'm going to die, I'm going to do it in style. Make people remember it. Anyway, next is Douglas Butler, the ultimate engineer. I don't know about you guys, but at the university I go to, the engineers wear Letterman jackets, which I just thought was a really funny concept considering, Letterman jackets are totally associated with like football and sports, right? So I like this idea of like a fusion character who's an engineer but also a jock. I guess it's kind of like Gonta, where you've got like a super strong dude who just studies bugs. But that's Douglas's deal. Sort of like the Kaido almost of the group, where he's always trying to white knight for everyone. Her dad should be a pilot. Her dad should also be dead. Well, that's pretty easy to implement because it doesn't really change much. But yeah, could be. Um, but that's Douglas Butler. Pretty simple character. The guy who gets the group in trouble most of the time. Part of the friendly friends, but not. So Kazuichi 2.0. I guess I can sort of see where you're going for with that, right? Because Kazuichi's a big nerd, but like looks like a punk or whatever. Yeah, okay. I get what you mean, yeah. So sort of like that. I was not thinking of that at all, but yeah, sort of like that. I bench press and can fix your dad's car engine at the same time. Now look, mechanic and engineer are two separate things. You guys are thinking mechanic. Engineer is like the guy who designs machines, right? Like a big science man. Yeah. Not that cars don't have engineering involved in them, but like that's not the end of it. Anyway, I love Kazuichi, so I think I'll like him. Who y'all talking about? This is a guy with the spiky urchin hair and the orange jacket in the second row. All right. Next, this is the guy people gravitated to the most. This is Roderick Ward, the ultimate critic. Okay, this might be the most polarizing character. Who was like this? I don't know. There definitely was in STEM high school. Well, engineering isn't really a thing you do in high school. It's a much more of a university level thing. It's like physics. It's like advanced physics job. Well, not really, but he has a fedora. He does have a fedora. He is the ultimate critic. The guy, his basic motto is like, yeah, I tell people the hard truth so they can get better. Okay, I'll get the gasoline. We'll set the critic on fire. Doug Walker? Yeah, don't. That was sort of the idea, yes. Is like a critic who might know what he's talking about sometimes, but kind of overreaches a bit. Remember, he is the ultimate critic. He criticizes a lot of stuff. Probably stuff he shouldn't. Stuff that overreaches his, means a lot of the time. But, he's doing it out of the goodness of his heart. I have no idea where he'd fit in the group structure we're about to talk about as soon as we get past this last person. But, he's basically the asshole character with maybe an altruistic motive, but not necessarily redeeming qualities. Okay, finally. This is the newest character to the roster, by the way. Originally, this character was the ultimate historian, but I'm like, why does it look like this man is going to criticize someone's killing style? Probably would. I have to turn off this alarm before it goes off. Okay, there we go. For Pokemon Spotlight Hour. Yeah, the last person on the end, I went back and forth on whether I'd rather, whether I wanted to do this, but I think I had to, because the idea I had was too much fun. This is the ultimate voice actor, Lyra Eclair. All these characters seem super likable so far. Well, that's the idea, so I'm glad you think so. Lyra, ultimate voice actor, has basically a ton of control over her voice to the point where she's almost like a mimic, Which one is the critic? The guy with the hat on the far right bottom. And the mutton chops. Anyway, ultimate voice actor. Think Gundam. Super edgy, but voices characters in cartoons that are like Mickey Mouse level stuff, And has way good control over voice. gets accused for being good at voice acting. It's always that thought, right? For every case, as long as this person is here, you never know if anything you overhear without seeing a person is this person or the actual person. There's always that like thought in the back of your head. Super edgy, super. I don't know how to like characterize this in like words, but you know what I'm getting at. Hot dog, yeah, exactly. Okay, the shirt that I have on. Control over her voice, control over people, Lyra, lie, evil manipulator, villain confirmed. The shirt that I designed it on is like the famous Sex Pistols t-shirt. I just thought that would fit the style. That's probably not what it'll actually be, but like a punk look. Super famous for voicing cute, family-friendly mascots like Charles Martinet, despite being Parthenax from Skyrim. But also being, yeah, sort of that thing of like, yeah, almost every case will involve a gun. What do you mean? Super flexible voice, very edgy punk style, but voices a lot of like kids media characters that are like, hoo-hoo, hoo-hoo, what's going on, everybody? That kind of thing. And that's all the characters. Now, you might think that this case I'm about to talk about is, as a punk myself, I approve. Nice. You might think this case was inspired by recent events, but I actually made it up before the pandemic, which tells you how long ago it was that I made this concept. The third case is a quarantine case. Who do I voice? Ricky Rabbit. Yeah, exactly. The third case is a quarantine case, and I want to tell you about this one because I think it's just so fun. Where half of the characters are split in half. Monocatastrophe. Bad. And you are on one side with some people who are sick, and the other people have no. She likes them. She likes doing fun characters. Again, think like Gundam, where Gundam is totally loves these little furry, cute animals, but is totally also always doing this like edgy wizard shtick. Like that, except without the weirdness a little bit. Feels like longer than some of us have been alive, right? This quarantine case, the group is split in half on one side, half on the other. The protagonist is on the side of people who might catch this illness. And the double murder, because this is case 3, one murder happens on each side of the quarantine, which means while you know a lot of what's going on for the one murder, you have no idea what happens for the second one until the trial. And this is about sort of the group being so split in half for so long, finally having to like come together a little bit to solve this case. And it ends with a murderer walking free. Because only one murder can count at a time, right? So that's the case that this whole thing was built around, because I thought that was such a missed opportunity in V3 that I really, really wanted to write a case like that. So that's the one that I definitely have to tell you. And then the general group dynamic is pretty simple. There is the protagonist and a lot of the more friendly characters on one side, while there's a small group of people who despise that sort of like togetherness and thinks it is, a problem on the other side, led by Alonzo. It's Alonzo, it's Lyra, it's Anthony, it's I think, what's her name? Morgan. There she is. I think that's legit a really good conflict for a mid-game case. Yeah. The first case is a revenge story. I'm not going to spoil any more than that. The second case is a locked room mystery. The third case is the double murder with a murderer walking free. The trust is cringe group, yeah. The fourth case is the sacrifice, of course. And the fifth case is the impossible murder. That's as far as I'm sticking to the Danganronpa tropes. Yes. I'm just watching you guys in chat right now. Just seeing what you think. By the way, actually, I don't know if I'll say that. Maybe I'll save it. I was hoping the original Danganronpa would do something like that, so thank you for blessing us with actual twist. Well, that's the idea anyway. We'll hope that we can do this. But that's basically the idea for Danganronpa International. Mm-hmm. Here's another thing I'll say for people who don't know me very well. She sounded a bit different tonight. What are the themes? You mean like overall themes, overarching themes? I don't really want to say because it's kind of a spoiler. I just want to kind of get to the micro stuff for now. Once we get into it a bit more, I'll be a little bit more open with it. But, you know. What was I about to say? Something. Oh, right. So I'm going to put up a poll on what you guys want. I think given the reaction, you guys like this one a lot. But the other one had some pretty big ones, too. On whether Celeste should have lived. That would have been interesting, yeah. A poll on whether you want Danganronpa International or want to start working on Between Hope and Despair, which is the Ultra Despair Girls retold one. Ugh. And depending on what one we choose, I think the next stream of this kind of stuff will be an RPG Maker, because I'm pretty sure that's the medium we're going to use, and it is going to be designing the school. So that should be fun. There's only one thing I need, and that is the pool on the second floor, or on the first floor. That's it. I think there was something else I was going to say, but I do not remember now. Oh, right. This is another important thing that you guys got to know. On the Discord is linked in the description. There's a channel for Between Hope and Despair. If you want to draw, because there was someone who said they wanted to try drawing sprites. If you want to do that, that's where I want you to post them, because that way we can all look at them and it'll be nice. Twitter would be fine too, I suppose, but less people follow me on Twitter, so it's harder for me to really get there, you know. So yeah, if you want to talk about this, or if you want to share like art or whatever, that would be the place to do it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Do you guys want to do a tier list, or you know what? Oh. An important message. Oh, it's Discord. I wonder who it could be. It is Puppet Master in chat. Well, good for you. Welcome to the Discord. I'd love to draw sprites. Hey, go ahead. I mean, you got the references. This is the only stuff I have for them. So I'd love to see what you could do. Let's do a tier list. All right. So let me go to starting soon. You didn't even see that on today's stream. We'll keep the Danganronpa music in the background. Why not? Do. Oh, right, I forgot. I threw my phone away. I need my phone to read chat when I'm doing this. I forgot about that. Okay. People jumping in the Discord. We love to see it. Yeah, go to live, please. I gotta turn the volume down. Hold on, technical difficulties. I gotta reload the chat too, or else I'm not gonna be able to see anything. Are you aiming for a Danganronpa style? Ideally, yes. Okay. I think this is still the right one from last time. We'll hope. I think so. Okay, let's see. What tier list should we do? I would do a Danganronpa one, but I pretty much got them all already. Flavor of Kit Kat, is there more than one? Actually, I think they had white chocolate ones for a while, right? We feeling foodie then? Let's see. Definitive soda. Cereal. Out of this house. There we go. Desserts. Ooh, that one might be good. Halloween candy is also good, although it's not Halloween, but you know. UK crisps. It's very confusing how they call them crisps. And they call fries chips. Why? Because they didn't want to say French fries, that's why. British. The French never did anything good, says the British. Pringles Gaming? Okay, Rock flavors. Draw tier list since you know more about them now? I would, but I want to save them. Sorry. I want to save it for a proper video, you know what I mean? Do something a little frivolous for now. Is there like tropes or something? Can we do tropes? I know we did the other kind of thing, but is there like a writing section? Video games, NBA, a freaking ad re-showed up. I don't know. We already did tropes, didn't we? Ice cream? Do they have ice cream? There should be, right? I don't think they will. I mean, they didn't when there were nukes on the line, so, you know. That's my two pieces anyway. I don't even know what you're specifically talking about, but hey. What flavors do rocks have? They don't. That's the joke. You've been duped. Oh, there it is. Ice cream tier list. I didn't even see it because it has like the weird little faces on them. But not for long. Oh, good, and there isn't that many. Now, I'll be clear. I haven't had all of these, for sure. But I do have some opinions on this stuff, so sure, why not? First off, vanilla. I'm going to go with A tier. Good vanilla ice cream is better than any flavor, if I'm being honest. But there are a couple that I like more. They don't have Tiger Stripe here, which is sad, because that's my favorite one. I know some people don't like it, but hey, what can I say? Vanilla. I think vanilla is just good. I don't know anybody who doesn't like vanilla ice cream. Rocky Road. Honestly, that's S tier. That's S tier. If you're going for ice cream already, you might as well go all in, and Rocky Road is all in. Peanut butter. I'm sorry, I just don't like the taste of peanut butter. That's just me. I'm sure it's fine. Pistachio. Gross. I like pistachios, but pistachio ice cream? No, thank you. Birthday cake is good, but it can get a little too sweet for me, honestly. Rocky Road is better on that. Cheesecake. Sort of the same deal, although probably better. I don't think I've had it for a very long time. Eggnog I've never had, but it sounds fine. Cherry. I actually don't like cherry because they keep the skins in it. Why would you do that? It just makes it a really weird texture that I don't really like. You eat tigers? Yeah, you know. And rocks, apparently. Vanilla is a solid 8 out of 10. Yeah, I mean, that looks like A tier to me. Peppermint sounds like it's good, but I've never had it, so B. Bubblegum. I had this once and really liked it, but I was also 5, so I can't really say. We'll leave it in A. It'd probably be S tier if I had it again and it was still good. Rum raisin. Don't put raisins in ice cream. Don't put raisins in anything. Sorry. Mint chip. I mean, how can you go wrong? Please. It's just good. It's just good. Brownie batter sounds delicious, but I've never had it. Lemon custard sounds just okay. I've never had it. Peach ice cream I've had before. It was fine. Not my favorite ice cream, that's for sure. If I was going for ice cream, I'd rather do something crazy. Most activity in the Discord since I'm not sure. Hey, I mean, it's true. Coffee, I don't really like the taste of coffee on its own anyway, so nah. Creamsicle, that says dreamsicle. I don't know if that's different, but creamsicle flavor is very, very good. Mango is okay. Neapolitan is, again, it's like the best of all worlds. Why not? Moose Tracks, I don't know what that is, but it looks pretty good. Beer, I'm sure I'd not hate it. Blue Moon, I don't know what flavor that is, so I'm just going to put it in C. Chocolate, honestly, only a B tier for me. I'm not the biggest fan of chocolate ice cream. I feel like I love chocolate, but chocolate ice cream, I'm like meh on. It's the same with chocolate cake. I feel like, you know, chocolate on ice cream, great. Chocolate flavored ice cream, you know. Superman, I don't know what this is, but it looks really good. Cotton candy is obviously really good. Black raspberry, probably the same problem as cherry if I had to guess. Coconut is my least favorite flavor of anything. Raspberry Ripple, oh, that looks so good. Grape, what? Cookies and cream, obviously. Chocolate chip, it's just chocolate chips and vanilla ice cream. How can you go wrong? Strawberry's good as long as they don't put the skins in it. I don't like chunks in my strawberry ice cream, okay? That's why it's only A tier. Chocolate chip and cookie dough? Yeah. Butter pecan? No. Reese's peanut butter cup. Why is that like the only one? There's no like Oreos or anything? I mean, I don't really like peanut butter, but Reese's Pieces in ice cream is still good. Chocolate ice cream is just too much chocolate. I just don't like the artificial chocolate flavor, I think, is my deal. Yeah. I hope I have everyone's favorite flavor, but I'm sure I missed a few. Also, no sherbet, sorry. What a funny thing. But yeah, that's the end of today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Not as long as my usual streams, I know, but it's because I knew what I was talking about. Skin of a strawberry or skin of children? I guess skin of strawberry. I don't like the alternative. Okay, with that, I'm going to leave you. I will post the poll. It'll be up for a week. That is my mission statement. Is that a Canadian thing to like cotton candy and hate coconut? Are you sure? I don't think it is. Regardless,